Hello everybody, today's tutorial is going to address creating and sending mass email in Chabad Suite 2.0. So first off, I'm just going to do a few things to check out before you start sending your email. First of all, you want to make sure you have your email addresses you want to send from set up. So go to Administer, System Setting, and Communications, and from email addresses. You'll click here, and over here you could add email addresses. You could change some that are here. So let's say this one is weird, you want to change it, you could click here and type in whatever you want. Keep the quotations in place, and then also keep the brackets around the email address. So we could change the email like this and hit accept. If you want to add another email address, you can click on add from email address, and again just keeping the same format, the quotations for the name, and then brackets for the address. Okay, and then you're done. So then you have your list of emails that you're sending from in your CRM. That's the first step. The second step is you want to have mailing lists. So you want to go to Contacts, Manage Groups, and you want to make sure that your newsletter group or whichever groups you want to send emails to are listed as mailing list. If not, so for example, we have providers over here. I don't have a mailing, they're not mailing lists. I could click on Settings and just check the mailing list box and save. And so now they'll be available to be selected when sending an email. So now sending the email, there's two ways to access the sending email option. One is from a search, so you could do, if you go to search, advanced search, you should be familiar with this searching option. You can search for whatever you want, and then from the result you can create email. So you want to send to this list, you just click all contacts, type in email in the action menu, and select schedule send via Civ email. And this will take you to this screen where you could start and creating your mass email. The other option is just by going to mailing, new mailing, and then you're at this screen. But in this option, you're going to have to select the group you want to send to. So we'll select newsletter and providers. But let's say we don't want to send to parents, we could exclude any parents. So this will send to all the newsletter and provider list, but it will exclude anybody who's also in the group called parents. And you could play around with that as well. So we'll call this the mailing of the month, let's say. You could associate it with a campaign if you want. Select your from email address. I'm going to send it from Yitzhak, and then you have your subject line. In your subject line, you could use tokens. So if you want first name, you would type in first name, and you have a whole long list of tokens to choose from. Basically, any field that's in your CRM, any field you create, any custom fields will provide you with a token as well. So you could say first name, big party tomorrow, and that's your subject line. Fine. Then you hit continue, and you could select from the templates you have. By default, a good idea is to select this is like the blank template, this empty template over here. This is the one I use and I recommend using. You can create templates that you could save and reuse, like this one is a template test, by going to mailing and Mosaico templates. So what I'm saying is that when we're going to create our template now while sending this email, it'll work perfectly fine, but it's not going to save for future use. It's only going to be for this email. If you want to create a template that you're going to save and use in the future, go to mailing and Mosaico templates, then you would select whichever template you want and save. So back to our mailing, I'm going to select either the empty template over here or one of the previously customized templates that I saved. I'll go with the empty one. It's going to take me to this screen where I could drag and drop some blocks. So go through the list and you could select which blocks you want. And then I recommend always adding the footer one at the end, this one at the bottom. Over here you could click on the block and click on content. And you could edit the social media links that you have. You could turn some off. add the ones that are pertinent. And again, you would put in your Facebook link here and your social media links right under the one that's enabled. In terms of the unsubscribe here, I don't recommend keeping it at the top of the page, so I would click on it and to the left, remove it. I do like keeping the view in your browser. It allows people to view the email in their browser, share the link if they want to. And then you do need to add the unsubscribe link, or else the email won't send. It'll give you an error. So we'll highlight this and remove it. And then we're going to go to our token list over here. And I'm going to select unsubscribe via web page right here. And this will give me the unsubscribe token. Let's highlight it and copy it and delete it. I'm going to type in the word unsubscribe. And I'm going to highlight it and create a link. And in the URL, I'm going to paste that unsubscribe token. Action unsubscribe URL and click OK. The reason I do this is because if I would just paste the token there, it's going to print this long, not pretty link, and people won't know what it's about. So we're just going to create a link with the word unsubscribe. It's clear, people know what it's about. Now let's look at this email. We want to design it a little bit. It looks a little gray and white, needs a little help. So you could throw in some images by dragging and dropping. If you're reusing images from the past, you could click on this icon at the top and click on gallery, and it'll show you all the past images that you used, and you could just drag and drop them as well. If you want to change the colors, you could click on style and then click on the blocks you want to style. So if you, by default, it groups your styling options. So if I'm going to change this gray color to red, it's going to change it everywhere. But if I just want to change it for this block, I would have to click on here and enable the single block edit. And I could change this color to blue, and only this one gets changed. But let's do everybody. Let's go back to red. Well, it looks like I changed it. I'll do this one. All right, there we go. So I changed my color to red. If I want to change my button color, font sizes, you can do that as well. So you have title, font editing and styling, and you have paragraph, font and styling. And then you have the button. You could edit the button by clicking on the colors. Make it orange. You could change the color to white. So whatever you want to do, you could do as well. You could click on this one and do the same thing. Once you're done with the styling and it looks the way you want it to look, just a reminder to click on content when you click on the button, and make sure to add your link to where you want the button to link to. Same thing for images. You want to put in the link if you want the images to link to anywhere. Fine. So now you're done with your designing your email. You're ready to go. You could click test and send yourself a test. And then you could click close when you are ready to continue. So you could continue here, and then you're ready to go. Either you click on submit mailing to send right away, or you can click on this and schedule it for a future date and time. Once you're done, click submit mailing, and you are good to go. And that's it. That is how you create an email, a mass email, and send in Chabad Suite 2.0.